کاروائیاں.
actions, actions,
کتاب پڑھو.
read a book, read a book,
آج ہی بال کٹوائیں.
get a haircut today, get a haircut today,
لین سے نیچے پھسلیں.
slid down the lane, slid down the lane,
شہر کے لیے ٹرین لیں.
take a train to town, take a train to town,
اسے خط بھیجیں.
send a letter to him, send a letter to him,
چڑیا گھر میں بندروں کو دیکھو.
look at monkeys at the zoo, look at monkeys at the zoo,
ریت میں زرافے دیکھیں.
see the giraffes in the sand, see the giraffes in the sand,
کمرے کے اس پار عورت کو دیکھیں.
see the woman across the room, see the woman across the room,
کتابیں محفوظ رکھیں.
keep the books safe, keep the books safe,
ناشتے کے بعد انڈا کھائیں.
eat an egg after breakfast, eat an egg after breakfast,
جشن کے لیے کیک بنائیں.
bake a cake for the celebration, bake a cake for the celebration,
صفائی کرتے وقت گانا گایا.
sang a song while cleaning up, sang a song while cleaning up,
لین سے نیچے بھاگا.
ran down the lane, ran down the lane,
گھوڑے پر آہستہ سے سواری کریں.
ride the horse gently, ride the horse gently,
کھیلنے کے بعد غسل کریں.
take a bath after playing, take a bath after playing,
मेरे लिए एक अखबार खरीद लो।
Buy a newspaper for me. Buy a newspaper for me.
डिश के लिए प्याज काट लें।
Chop the onion for the dish. Chop the onion for the dish.
घर जाने के लिए बस में सवार हूँ।
Board a bus home. Board a bus home.
एक हफ्ते में पोर्च बनाएं।
Build the porch in a week. Build the porch in a week.
वाकई के बाद खौफनाक हालत में।
In a terrible state after the incident. In a terrible state after the incident.
मैंने क्लास के दौरान बोरियत महसूस की।
I felt bored during the class. I felt bored during the class.
वो इसकी मंजूरी चाहती थी।
She wanted his approval. She wanted his approval.
एक मकाम से दूसरे मकाम पर रक्स किया।
Danced from one point to the other. Danced from one point to the other.
वो यही चाहती है।
That is what she wants. That is what she wants.
इसका मुंह नापसंदीदगी में बंद था।
Her mouth was tight in disapproval. Her mouth was tight in disapproval.
मैं कमरे से बाहर निकल गया।
I slipped out of the room. I slipped out of the room.
दाईं बाईं भागी।
Run to the left and right. Run to the left and right.
इस तरह आपको किसी की असलियत मालूम होती है।
That is how you know one's true nature. That is how you know one's true nature.
ये जाहिर करना बंद करो कि तुम इसे नहीं देख सकते।
Stop pretending you can't see him. Stop pretending you can't see him.
मुझे नहीं दिया गया जब तक मैंने पूछा।
I wasn't given until I asked. I wasn't given until I asked.
जो हुआ इसका एक मुतअस्सिबाना नजरिया।
A biased view of what happened. A biased view of what happened.
इसने उसकी कद्र की.
Hij valued her. Hij valued her.
उसने अपने स्कूल का इंतखाब किया.
She chose her school. She chose her school.
मेरे नक्श कदम पर चलो.
Follow my steps. Follow my steps.
ये आपके लिए तरतीब दिया गया था.
It was set up for you. It was set up for you.
कालीन हलाया.
Shook out the carpet. Shook out the carpet.
डरते डरते छत से उतर गया.
Sprang off the roof in fear. Sprang off the roof in fear.
इसे काफी पसीना आता है.
She sweats quite a lot. She sweats quite a lot.
वो मेज से छलांग लगाने ही वाला था.
He was about to leap off the table. He was about to leap off the table.
इसके फैसले से मुत्तफिक हूँ.
Agree with his decision. Agree with his decision.
मैं अपनी जिंदगी को अपनी मर्जी के मुताबिक गुजारना चाहता हूँ.
I wish to live my life as I want. I wish to live my life as I want.
लापरवाही के इशारे ने बहुत दूर तक असर किया.
The careless gesture went a long way. The careless gesture went a long way.
वो जवाब में उदासी से मुस्कुराई.
She smiled sadly in response. She smiled sadly in response.
मैं वक्त से वाकिफ हूँ.
I am aware of the time. I am aware of the time.
हम सब इसमें एक साथ हैं.
We are all in this together. We are all in this together.
इसे दरवाजे से बाहर निकाल दो.
Shove it out the door. Shove it out the door.
वो बगैर किसी परेशानी के घर चला गया।
He went home with no fuss. He went home with no fuss.
मैंने इन्हें धुएं के जरिए देखा।
I saw them through the smoke. I saw them through the smoke.
वो इस काबिल समझे जाते थे।
They were deemed worthy. They were deemed worthy.
वो नए साल के मौका पर बीमार हो गई थी।
She fell ill on New Year's Eve. She fell ill on New Year's Eve.
ऐसा कुछ नहीं हो रहा।
Nothing like that is going on. Nothing like that is going on.
यहाँ कुछ नहीं है।
There is nothing here. There is nothing here.
मुझे दीवार पर कागज चिपकाने की जरूरत है।
I need to glue the paper on the wall. I need to glue the paper on the wall.
ये एक बदतमीज हरकत थी।
That was a rude gesture. That was a rude gesture.
ये 20 मिनट के बाद हो गया था।
It was done after 20 minutes. It was done after 20 minutes.
तवक्को के मुताबिक बिल्कुल सख्त।
Just as strict as expected. Just as strict as expected.
मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप हम-आहंग रहें।
I want you to be coherent. I want you to be coherent.
मसला हल नहीं हुआ।
The issue has not been solved. The issue has not been solved.
दरवाजा हवा से हिल गया।
The door shook from the wind. The door shook from the wind.
इसने हल्की सी मुस्कुराहट सजाई।
She put on a wavering smile. She put on a wavering smile.
मैं अगला कदम उठाऊंगा।
I would take the next step. I would take the next step.
आज इन जवाबात को तलाश करें।
Find those answers today. Find those answers today.
उनके दाखिल होते ही वो सीधी होकर बैठ गई।
She sat up straight when they entered. She sat up straight when they entered.
इस इजलास के दौरान इख्तिलाफ राय होगा।
There would be disagreements during this session. There would be disagreements during this session.
मैं फिल्म नहीं देखना चाहता।
I don't want to watch the movie. I don't want to watch the movie.
वो अपने फैसले में ताखीर के लिए धीरे से बोला।
He spoke slowly to delay his judgment. He spoke slowly to delay his judgment.
मेहमानों की खुशामदीद के अंदाज में खिदमत की।
Served the guests in a welcoming gesture. Served the guests in a welcoming gesture.
इसे यूनिवर्सिटी में दाखिला मिल गया।
She got an admission into the university. She got an admission into the university.
इसने जल्दी जल्दी इसका नाम लिखा।
He hurriedly wrote her name down. He hurriedly wrote her name down.
इन्होंने एक दूसरे के साथ मारपीट की।
They swung at each other. They swung at each other.
वो उसे तस्लीम करने से डरता है।
He is scared to admit it. He is scared to admit it.
इन्होंने बहुत हल्के से हरकत की।
They moved ever so slightly. They moved ever so slightly.
मैं इसे मुस्तहकम करने के लिए गया।
I went over to steady her. I went over to steady her.
मेरी आंखें नम हो गई।
My eyes went red. My eyes went red.
वो थकावट से पीली पड़ गई।
She went pale with fatigue. She went pale with fatigue.
इन्होंने राहत की लहर महसूस की।
They felt a wave of relief. They felt a wave of relief.
मैं अपना ध्यान हटा सकता हूँ।
I could use a distraction. I could use a distraction.
उसके जरिए कॉल करो।
Put the call through to him. Put the call through to him.
मुझे यकीन था कि मैं इसका ख्याल रखूंगा।
I was sure to take care of him. I was sure to take care of him.
मैं ताखीर नहीं करना चाहता।
I don't want to be delayed. I don't want to be delayed.
इसने वक्त नोट किया और तेजी से भागी।
She noted the time and ran faster. She noted the time and ran faster.
मैंने अपनी टांग में अचानक तेज दर्द महसूस किया।
I felt a sudden sharp pain in my leg. I felt a sudden sharp pain in my leg.
हवा ठंडी और तेज महसूस हुई।
The air felt frigid and sharp. The air felt frigid and sharp.
मैं तस्वीर लटकाने गया।
I went to hang up the picture. I went to hang up the picture.
इसने अपना जोश इससे छुपा लिया।
She hid her excitement from him. She hid her excitement from him.
मैंने अपना काम मुकम्मल करने के बाद बेहद इत्मीनान महसूस किया।
I felt immense satisfaction after completing my task. I felt immense satisfaction after completing my task.
इन पर नजरसानी करें और मुझे वापस रिपोर्ट करें।
Go over those and report back to me. Go over those and report back to me.
इसके तमाम ख्यालात मेरे अकीदे के खिलाफ थे।
All her ideas went against my belief. All her ideas went against my belief.
इसने दरवाजे की तरफ धकेल दिया।
He pushed against the door. He pushed against the door.
वो अंधेरे में घर के गर्द चक्कर लगाते रहे।
They crept around the house in the dark. They crept around the house in the dark.
बारिश खिड़की से टकराई।
The rain beat against the window. The rain beat against the window.
ये मुल्क के कवानीन के खिलाफ है।
It is against the laws of the country. It is against the laws of the country.
इसके सर में दर्द की शिद्दत बढ़ गई।
The pain in his head grew intense. The pain in his head grew intense.
मैंने अजनबी की गिरफ्त के खिलाफ जिद्दोजहद की।
I struggled against the stranger's hold. I struggled against the stranger's hold.
कागज दीवार के साथ लगा हुआ था।
The paper was fixed against a wall. The paper was fixed against a wall.
पहाड़ियाँ सख्त और खौफनाक खड़ी थी।
The hills stood stark and frightening. The hills stood stark and frightening.
वो अपने शौहर के खिलाफ चली गई।
She went against her husband. She went against her husband.
ये खानदानी मजहब के खिलाफ है।
That is against the family religion. That is against the family religion.
ये मेरे अक़ीदे के खिलाफ नहीं है।
That is not against my belief. That is not against my belief.
रोशनी के मुकाबले में अंधेरा था।
It was dark compared to the light. It was dark compared to the light.
इसे विंड स्क्रीन के खिलाफ तोड़ दिया गया था।
It was smashed against the windscreen. It was smashed against the windscreen.
वो खिड़की की तरफ झुक गई।
She leaned against the window. She leaned against the window.
इसने मेरे मशवरे से इनकार कर दिया।
He refused my advice. He refused my advice.
मैं कुर्सी पर सो गया।
I fell asleep on the chair. I fell asleep on the chair.
इसके खिलाफ इल्जामात झूठे थे।
The allegations against her were false. The allegations against her were false.
इसकी अचानक मौत हो गई।
He died a sudden death. He died a sudden death.
बच्चा मेज पर रेंगता रहा।
The baby crawled on the table. The baby crawled on the table.
ये कूड़ेदान के सामने बैठा था।
It was sat against the bin. It was sat against the bin.
मैं तमाम मुश्किलात के खिलाफ चला गया।
I went against all odds. I went against all odds.
वो मुफ्त में पेश किया गया।
It was offered free of charge. It was offered free of charge.
मैं अपने सर्टिफिकेट का इंतजार कर रहा हूँ।
I am awaiting my certificate. I am awaiting my certificate.
लम्हा गुजर चुका था।
The moment had passed. The moment had passed.
उसके साथ वाली खाली सीट।
The empty seat beside her. The empty seat beside her.
मैं कमरे के इस पार से इसकी नजरों से मिला।
I met her gaze from across the room. I met her gaze from across the room.
इसने चीजों की अक़साम को नोट किया।
She noted the types of materials. She noted the types of materials.
अपनी नजरें आसमान की तरफ उठाकर।
Raising her eyes to the sky. Raising her eyes to the sky.
इसने सितारों की तरफ देखा।
He looked up at the stars. He looked up at the stars.
खिड़की से बाहर देखा।
Gazed out over the window. Gazed out over the window.
किताब को इसके सर पर मारा।
Hit his head with a book. Hit his head with a book.
वो बूथ के पास रुक गई।
She stopped beside the booth. She stopped beside the booth.
मैं कैमरे में मुस्कुरा दिया।
I grinned into the camera. I grinned into the camera.
इसने अपना चेहरा उसकी तरफ झुका लिया।
She lowered her face to his. She lowered her face to his.
मैंने फोन को और करीब पकड़ा।
I held the phone closer. I held the phone closer.
वो सीधी स्कूल की तरफ बढ़ रही थी।
She was headed straight for school. She was headed straight for school.
ओले गाड़ी से टकराए।
The hail pounded against the car. The hail pounded against the car.
बिल्ली काउंटर पर लेटी हुई थी।
The cat was lying on the counter. The cat was lying on the counter.
वो पिछले महीने यहाँ मुंतकिल हुए थे।
They moved in here last month. They moved in here last month.
इसकी गिरफ्त इसकी कलाई के गर्द कम हो गई।
His grip lessened around her wrist. His grip lessened around her wrist.
मैंने उसके नीचे से चटाई हटा दी।
I shifted the mat from beneath him. I shifted the mat from beneath him.
वो पीछे से भाग गए।
They escaped from behind. They escaped from behind.
इसके पीछे से आवाज आई।
The noise came from behind him. The noise came from behind him.
जब हम पहुंचे तो जगह अफरा-तफरी का शिकार थी।
The place was in chaos when we arrived. The place was in chaos when we arrived.
इसने बेहतरीन कीमत के लिए दौड़ लगाई।
She raced for the best price. She raced for the best price.
बच्चा दरवाजे से बाहर निकल गया।
The child skipped through the door. The child skipped through the door.
वो रक्स में घूमे।
They spun in a dance. They spun in a dance.
मैं जल्दी में पलटा।
I reversed in a hurry. I reversed in a hurry.
वो जल्दी से एड़ियों पर चली गई।
She hurried away on heels. She hurried away on heels.
इसे डब्बे में डाल दिया गया।
It was dropped into a bin. It was dropped into a bin.
वो वॉकवे पर बैठ गई।
She sat on the walkway. She sat on the walkway.
ये सुराख के जरिए गिर गया।
It fell through the opening. It fell through the opening.
वो काम पर जल्दी पहुंच गई।
She arrived at work early. She arrived at work early.
वो दरवाजे की तरफ भागे।
They ran towards the door. They ran towards the door.
वो आंसू बहाकर रह गई।
She was left in tears. She was left in tears.
प्याले के निचले हिस्से में शिगाफ पड़ गया।
The bottom of the bowl cracked. The bottom of the bowl cracked.
वापस समंदर की तरफ बढ़ गया।
Headed back toward the sea. Headed back toward the sea.
इसका जिस्म खौफ से सख्त था।
His body was tight with dread. His body was tight with dread.
वो जल्दी से स्कूल से वापस आई।
She rushed back from school. She rushed back from school.
ये असर से फट गया।
It exploded from the impact. It exploded from the impact.
बिल्ली सनक में कूद गई।
The cat jumped into the sink. The cat jumped into the sink.
वो जगह से हट गया।
He deviated to the place. He deviated to the place.
वो फार्मेसी के बाहर खड़े थे।
They stood outside the pharmacy. They stood outside the pharmacy.
इसने किताब निकाली।
She pulled out the book. She pulled out the book.
तोहफा सीधा केक पर गिरा।
The gift fell right onto the cake. The gift fell right onto the cake.
गेट वक्त गुजरने की वजह से सख्त था।
The gate was stiff with age. The gate was stiff with age.
इसने भरपूर तरीके से अपना गाना पेश किया।
She performed her song with vigor. She performed her song with vigor.
वो डर कर पीछे हट गया।
He jumped back in fear. He jumped back in fear.
इन्होंने एक तरफ हरकत देखी।
They saw movement at the side. They saw movement at the side.
ये जायका शामिल करने के लिए इस्तेमाल किया जा सकता है।
It can be used to add flavor. It can be used to add flavor.
वो मुड़ी और जमकर रह गई।
She turned and froze at the sight. She turned and froze at the sight.
किताबचा हुआ के झोंके में रक्स करता था।
The leaflet danced in the breeze. The leaflet danced in the breeze.
इसे अचानक रोक दिया गया।
He was placed suddenly on hold. He was placed suddenly on hold.
वो खुद को काबू करने में कामयाब हो गई।
She managed to compose herself. She managed to compose herself.
इन्हें यकीन नहीं था कि उसका क्या मतलब है।
They were unsure what it meant. They were unsure what it meant.
वो दोस्ताना लहजे में बोला।
He spoke in a friendly tone. He spoke in a friendly tone.
मैंने इसे प्रिंसिपल के हवाले कर दिया।
I handed it over to the principal. I handed it over to the principal.
वो मुखालिफ सिमत भागी।
She ran off in the opposite direction. She ran off in the opposite direction.
आवाजें बुलंद और साफ सुनाई दे रही थी।
Voices were heard loud and clear. Voices were heard loud and clear.
इसने जल्दी से उसे दबा लिया।
He quickly suppressed it. He quickly suppressed it.
मैं खाने से रुक नहीं सकता था।
I could not resist the food. I could not resist the food.
वो जंगल में दाखिल हुई और मुस्कुरा दी।
She stepped into the forest and smiled. She stepped into the forest and smiled.
अच्छी चीजें मिलना मुश्किल है।
Good things are hard to find. Good things are hard to find.
कोने से आवाज आई।
Sound came from the corner. Sound came from the corner.
मैंने आवाज खोल दी।
I unmuted the sound. I unmuted the sound.
उसने एक लम्हे के लिए घोरा।
He frowned for a moment. He frowned for a moment.
शादी कम अज कम अच्छी रोशनी में हुई थी।
The wedding was at least in a good light. The wedding was at least in a good light.
वो इस तकरीब में पहुंची।
She made it to the event. She made it to the event.
मैं दौड़ता हुआ सीढ़ियां चढ़ गया।
I raced up the stairs. I raced up the stairs.
इससे ये और भी वाज़ेह हो गया।
That made it even more obvious. That made it even more obvious.
इसने मुकाबले के लिए कोशिश की लेकिन हार गई।
She tried for the contest but lost. She tried for the contest but lost.
इसने बर्तन निकाले।
She picked out the utensils. She picked out the utensils.